2022 data showing a rise in child food insecurity, reversing previous declines. But where in that does it say kids are starving? We can't be switching words out now, man. Food insecurity is entirely different than starving. That was the question posed in that debate with Kirk.
Food insecurities is different from starving.
That's not federal funding.
Sure.
Do you think?
Hey, yo. It's your boy Gerald. What we got today, man? We got ABBA versus Stevie prove that debate content is dead? Oh, that's an interesting take. Did I see this debate? Not fully. Saw a little bit of it, and I just saw this dude Stevie Knight getting cooked. But now, Omizi seems to think this means debate content is dead. Well, I don't know about that. Maybe it has calmed down, but at the same time, can you really say that though? Oh, like now, speaking of R.I.P. Charlie Kirk, but his whole content was debate content and actually went crazy. Went so crazy to the point that it led to this brother dying. Now, with that being said, due to that, I believe debate content has taken a hit, because nobody's going out to those universities to debate again unless you're actually stupid. Just risking your life to argue with a bunch of fucking young adults, that's never how you want to go out. Let's just keep it a buck. Charlie Kirk has led by example, and now stay away from the college campuses. People are crazy. And that still leaves room for online debates in the safety of your home. I don't think that's much of an issue. I don't think people have much of a problem with that. But I guess it just doesn't go as viral as like live, raw debates face to face. So I hear that, but let me hear what Amizi has to say about the matter, though. It should be an interesting take he has. Let's get right into it.
Kirk's death, everybody has been so fixated on the concept of debating each other. They claim that he was the person to, on the wake of Charlie Kirk. And honestly, people not really in it for. On the wake of Charlie Kirk's death, everybody has been so fixated on the concept of debating each other. They claim that he was the person to usher in conversation as a means to bridge the gap between two different parties that sit on the other side of each other. But I know after consuming the internet for the past couple of years or so that debate culture is dead. It's been bastardized by content creation. People who, are keeping a scorecard, people who are trying to win by taking any bad faith means. And honestly, people not really in it for debate per se, but really just to antagonize the others that sit on the opposition of them, to get the clicks and the views. Why? Because YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Chat GPT, Clubhouse, all these different social media platforms prefer when you get these high viral moments by antagonizing people who sit on the other side, making them rage out, and ultimately getting your 15 seconds of fame. My problem has always been, though, that at the meat and potatoes of any of these debate culture conversations is that there are actual people getting harmed. And it does no good when we sit on the internet and do nothing but be bad faith. So it would naturally come to no shock to me when I saw that ABBA from ABBA and Preach and Stevie Knight from Night Talk were going to do a head-up debate. And I thought to myself, man, this is about to really expose the real problem with debate culture. Now, brief intermission, I am familiar with both of their content. And on my Patreon, I did a real deep dive watching everything that they had in this full debate conversation. And it's just super nasty. It's really one of the reasons why I even wanted to do this video. One of the biggest problems in debate culture is the semantics game. People use specific wording in order to move the goalpost to make sure that they always have some sort of out in the conversation without really addressing the fact that, hey, we're probably speaking in conversation, and most importantly, the general sentiment is still passed on. So when ABBA and Stevie had a conversation about child hunger and food insecurity,
wasn't even much of conversations. It was just it was just blind disagreements. I saw a few of those clips. Stevie was just not trying to let up, and that's what I hate. That's one thing he's probably gonna call it out. But one thing that I do hate about debate culture is the ego involvement, bro. I feel like people need to simplify it into it's actually just conversation. We're actually having conversation, trying to figure out who's right or who's wrong, not for the sake of bragging rights, but for the sake of the truth being revealed, because that should be the main goal in any debate. What's the truth, and what can people know to be the truth? Because there's misinformation everywhere. People want to know the truth. So that should be the main goal. But then as human beings, egos get involved, semantics get involved. I guess semantics, is that what in the case of what he said? And it's like, oh, I can't be losing this debate. My audience is relying on me. My audience is trying to back me. If I lose in front of them, that's embarrassing. Now his ego is involved. Now he's thinking, oh, I'm never gonna say uncle. I'm never gonna admit to defeat, basically. It's like, and then you just spiral down this bad rabbit hole of just bad arguments and terrible, like, cause you just don't want to let up. It's like, yo, that ego, man. People need to let go of that shit, bro.
Varsity, we all kind of understood what was going on, but the way that these things got taken so far out of context, you know, the goalpost was moved in order for Stevie to win a point. I just thought it was disgusting.
There should be free school lunch for all children.
No.
Why?
Of course not. Because parents should feed their kids, not the government.
What if they can't?
Let's go get a job.
A child? You
No,
want child
the parents should go get the job. You are a dumb dude. Don't give me this stuff. First of all, this is really.
I want children to eat.
Of course I do. Show me a single child in America.
Yeah, it's like people want to just throw out insults. Whatever, you can say I'm being too soft or whatever, but no, I just don't think it's necessary. I think you're just aggravating people, and that's how you get shot, nigga. You know, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to laugh, but I am saying you're throwing insults out there, bro. What you throw out typically comes back to you. Of course, you don't deserve to die for that, but you were being a bit of an asshole, calling him a dumb dude. You could have just simply disagreed with his take and left it at that, but you came after his character. By the way, I will be making a video on this topic because I gave a take that was closer to what Charlie Kirk said, and after doing a little bit more digging and research, I was like, oh yeah, no, that was a bad and insensitive take. So I will be making a video going into why I essentially have changed my mind.
Going hungry.
A young man goes up to Charlie Kirk during that debate and he says to him, hey, what do you think about school lunches for kids? And Charlie laughs him. He says, there's no starvation in America. We have an obesity problem. Nobody here is going without food. And then you agreed with him. You said there's no starvation in America. Go get food stamps. You can get food at churches. There's no reason to starve. Do you remember that?
Yeah, there's no reason to starve in America. It's like 1% of households have like technically a hunger issue, bro, but people are not starving to death in America, bro. Motherfuckers are fat as hell. 2022 data showing a rise in child food insecurity, reversing previous declines. But where in that does it say kids are starving? We can't be switching words out now, man. Food insecurity is entirely different than starving. That was the question posed in that debate with Kirk.
Do you think
Food insecurities is different from starving.
That's not federal funding.
Sure.
do you think that there should be free school lunch for all children?
No.
Semantic game used to move the goalpost. Stevie Knight, the myth has been busted. Like, this is why I hate debate culture. Now, let me get this clear before I go on into this video. I don't think that Stevie Knight is like a strong debater by any means. He got kind of exposed. I watch his content for other reasons, you know, to get topics, maybe to laugh at a couple different things here and there, see what's going on that side of the internet. But let me be clear, this is not like the brightest bulb in the bunch. Another trope in debating is lacking faith in the conversation. You know, trying to make a point even though you know it's not realistic, just to get a win in there some way or another. So Stevie Knight goes on to make this claim about kids having food and where they can get food from, and he says something that I find to be very, very funny, but also very, very dumb. You know, not funny ha, but funny weird.
Go get food stamps. You can get food at churches. There's no reason to starve. Do you remember that?
Yeah, there's no reason to starve in America. It's like 1% of households have like
and then you forget to think about the fact that there are a bunch of people that don't even have house. So you talking about households, a lot of people don't even qualify to be registered in the household. You know what I'm saying? 13 or 14 million. Around 13 or 14 million children experience food insecurity. Yeah, no, you can't just, yeah, see, that's the thing. I admit that I'm wrong. And I will be making a video about it, but yeah, no. Bro, you saw the evidence right in front of you and you chose to say, insecurity doesn't mean you're starving or nothing, you know, they're just insecure. They just don't know the next time they're gonna get a meal. Don't mean they can't scrape something on the road or so. Like, come on, man.
Technically a hunger issue, bro, but people are not starving to death in America, bro. Motherfuckers are fat as hell. And the reality of the problem, bro, there's so many different ways that people can.
And I hear that thing, bro, because these are the people you mostly see anyways. You think, oh, everything's good in America. And that's the mentality I've also adopted coming here from Africa and stuff, because it's like I don't want to go struggle or nothing, but like obviously niggas back home are doing a lot worse than niggas struggling in America. But that's not to point out anything. I'm just saying I came out here thinking, oh bro, all you niggas got it so good out here. Like literally all of you have it so good out here. And I'm like, I don't know why the hell people out here starving. Why the people like, I'm just like, yo, everyone's just lazy. They're all just lazy. The ones that are not making it, they're just lazy. And that is so not true. That is so not true. When you realize the system is really, so it's really not in a lot of people's favors. And yes, of course, there's a bunch of people in there that made bad decisions. But again, do you just decide to leave them to die, or do you do the empathetic thing and at least try to fight for them to get some kind of, because you just can't leave people to die, bro. They made bad decisions. Okay, don't act like you never made a bad decision in your life too, bro. You were just lucky that it didn't lead to the detriment of your life or your future. Sometimes people do it and it fucks them up for life. You got lucky, they weren't. So you should be empathetic to this kind of thing.
Eat outside of their parents. There's, bro, food stamps, churches, charities, bro. Like, there's no reason for somebody to starve.
Yeah, everybody is doing a charity every other day.
7-year-old or 8-year-old to go to get food stamps or go to church and get food?
Their parents should go.
What if the parent doesn't want to go? What if their parent doesn't want to go?
You saw in the video I said it, bro. I'll be jealous when I see the amount of money these people have on food stamps, bro. They be running these EBTs up $400, $500, $600, bro. Like there's no excuse for somebody to be broke or to be hungry, unless they got like they're picky, they're bougie about what the fuck they want to put in their body, dog. But beggars can't be choosers, bro. And then I'm a capitalist, dog. I'm not in support of the government coming out taking care of everything.
Stevie, first of all, I don't know if he doesn't recognize that SNAP benefits, food stamps are government assistance. That's literally what they are. But even furthermore, again, we're talking about things that 7-year-olds can do, things that kids can do in order to,
I think he understood, and I think he was also saying he doesn't even fuck with the idea of food stamps. I think that's what he was saying.
Not be hungry. Somebody would argue in good faith that they could just get free lunch from the school. He goes as far as to talk about kids applying to get food stamps. Even when the conversation was made about, oh, well, the parents should get the food stamps. I get it. We talked about having messed up parents. He doubled down on the fact that kids should get food stamps. I just don't understand how people aren't sniffing out the bad faithedness in this argument. And this is while he is simultaneously rejecting the idea, siding with Charlie Kirk, that kids should be receiving free meals from school, which is also a form of government assistance. It's just one with less steps. Am I stupid, or do y'all see what I'm seeing? And one of the biggest issues that I have with debate culture is that there are real life numbers, statistics, and data points that exist behind all of these things that people argue about on a regular day-to-day basis. But when presented with the opportunity to use these things, people oftentimes say, no, I don't want to use them. I want to go off my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions, and most importantly, what I've been indoctrinated to believe.
I'll ask you a question. Which one is higher, the amount of abortions in America or the amount of starving children in America?
The amount of starving kids in America.
Oh, that's cap.
That's cap? Did you Google it? Did you Google it?
I don't need to Google it.
You don't need facts. But you know what? Facts don't care about how you feel about it. I need you to Google it.
Okay.
Go
Did you Google it?
Okay.
It's okay to accept you didn't Google it. You just think you've heard that's what it is. It's okay, man. That ego, bro.
spirit of debate is being introduced with new ideas that can change your mind, a term coined by Steven Crowder in his Going to College debate series, where people can present things to change your mind. It is a possibility for Stevie to literally do his Googles, and he doesn't. He changes the object of the conversation, switches everything, and throws it on his chat. The responsibility is on his chat now to then do the Google searches. This is the most disingenuous way to go about this real topic matter that people are talking about, and I hate the way that it's being presented in this video. The only reason why you would want to do that is because you want to further your narrative. You want to get others riled up by not taking in those data points because you don't want to concede. And this brings me to another one of my talking points, is that people don't want to debate, they want to antagonize. A couple of days ago, another debate style content group, Fearless Debates, went to TSU's campus to host open debates.
They're still doing this?
End up going well.
They're still going to do these campus by campus. Bro, these people are so ready to lose their lives these days. God damn. Okay, shit. Even the security guys, y'all not realizing that you put it, man? Shit. Can never be me, gang. Never be me. What am I?
They threw a drink up top. Oh my gosh, they threw a drink up top.
That shit low-key looks like my school.
Oh, whoa,
Did somebody just throw something in our car?
Arrest. They just tried to hit the car. They're still hitting the car. Whoa, that was loud.
Their topic was DEI, and ultimately they got
surprised?
chased off of their campus for coming to host these good-spirited debates that we've seen over and over and over and over again. Now, I do believe that people have the right to protest. That's an American thing. And I also don't think that people have the right to trespass on college campuses. While college campuses can be open, and
I guess it is
you
trespassing.
still have to have authority to park your signs and park your table on a campus and do some sort of demonstration or host some
Absolutely.
sort of
I thought that's what most of these guys did. I thought they obtained like permission to do it. I guess those guys didn't. They're just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna just come here and debate.
added event.
Now, TSU was reportedly their first HBCU stop on what they called a Fearless Tour, inspired by Charlie Kirk. TSU said the group was unaffiliated with the university and was not authorized to be there.
As a college graduate, I know these things. I don't know why that's like a secret to anybody. They have certain days where there's like a strip of tables where people are selling things and, you know, passing out pamphlets, Jehovah's Witnesses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's the day, and those are the spaces in which people can do these sorts of
But they
demonstrations.
obtained permission
I do
for
think
that.
it's quite nasty the way that this went down. Not from the student side, but the fact that they went to this HBCU without the express written consent from the campus, knowing that HBCUs for whatever reason
I was about to say of the
target
NBA.
after
I'm
Charlie
so
Kirk's murder. I think that is like a read the room type situation, especially if you're gonna go in there and do nothing but antagonize by bringing on the entire topic of DEI, which has been debunked several times. I mean, there's stats on top of stats on top of stats on top of stats that talk about it. The real reason why they went to that campus was not only to antagonize, but also become the next.
And what these so-called fearless debaters are just part of a broader trend on groups touring campuses to create viral confrontations, which I would say aren't genuine debates, just performance arts designed to generate outrage.
I was
and
like,
social
why did
media
he put
content.
Meg the
This move
Stallion?
wasn't about debating, it was about creating some kind of controversial moment, which, in the end, some of them and their racist friends kind of got.
I had this theory when Kevin Samuels died that there was always going to be a next Kevin Samuels.
Like
No matter how
some
you felt
goofies
about
to
him,
me.
somebody was going to come back more aggressively and more stronger, because ultimately it was dollars and cents tied behind getting people emotionally riled up in this debate style content. These people would risk their lives for the bag because there is a bag involved, just for the sake of saying, hey, I was the next great debater that went on college campuses and had bad faith debates. And to be honest with you, this is what all of debate content wants, whether it's Destiny, whether it's Charlie Kirk, whether it's Steven Crowder, whether it's the Jubilee videos, whether it's Ben Shapiro, whoever it is and whoever it was. It's not for the purposes of making real deal content. It's for the purpose of going to antagonize, be in bad faith, misrepresent numbers, play the semantics game in an effort to get that viral moment. It's not a search for the truth. It's a search for, hey, what can make the best title, thumbnail, TikTok so I can get paid? Even if it means not conceding when I know that I have been bested.
We have absolutely no plans to stop anytime soon. Like, if anything, the events of yesterday have only strengthened our resolve and showed us how important it is that conversations like this be had on college campus. We were all very inspired and angry after seeing the horrible assassination of Charlie Kirk, and immediately decided that we needed to get on last-minute flights and do this, because if we don't, who will?
Risk your lives as well.
Pick up the mic. Somebody needs to have
People be
these
thinking
conversations.
they're goddamn superheroes, man. You're not bulletproof, nigga. You're not Superman. You're not Clark. You're a white boy from, I don't know, Alabama, nigga. I get it, you're getting views and stuff, man, but hey, bro, just don't put your life at risk.
And continue on free speech.
If you were ever wondering why I don't participate in debate culture, is because I know that the party on the other side is willing to compromise on what's right, what's factual, what's logical for the bag. These are people who are willing to make a mockery out of other people who are living in real life situations. You know, the starving, the ones that are looking for jobs, the ones that are looking for partners, the ones that are looking for answers. And they're willing to make a mockery out of them because they know that their YouTube AdSense will go up, their Twitch sub count will go up, their monetization on Instagram or Facebook will go out. All these things will happen if they can just get that reaction. And I don't think that it's going to stop anytime soon with people that are imitators. So this is why I am proud of those students at TSU, because where it really stops is the people participating in the debate. I know people are going to try to make you feel bad and say you're living in an echo chamber, etc., etc. I just don't want to be gaslit for an hour to make myself believe that what I'm saying is wrong, even though I have factual data in front of me that you won't look at. Let's go ahead and put to rest, like we've done others, the whole conversation about debate culture and debating in 2025. We're done with it.
Is it done for real though? Is it really done? I don't know if it's really done. I think debate culture is still important. I think it's still a very interesting niche of content creation that a lot of people are into, a lot of people have interest in. So I don't think it's something that should be done with. Although there are still the issues like that he mentioned, that there's the underlying issues with the semantics, with the ego, with the arguing in bad faith. But I don't think the solution is to stop it just for the sake of the viewers and the audience, because there is a strong audience for it as well, and I don't think they'll be happy to see this kind of content disappear off of YouTube, you know. So I think it should still keep going. It's either we find a way to fix the issues underneath, or you kind of just have to stick with it. It's kind of like everything else in life, you know. We know there's so many issues in life that we would like to have eradicated and changed, but it's just not that simple, and it's just not feasibly possible anytime soon. It's one of those things. It could either change or it could just stay the same, and everyone just accepts that there's going to be bad apples and good apples. There's going to be people that argue in bad faith. There's going to be people that argue with actual logic and statistics. Whoa, let me run that back. Logic and statistics. Let me just fuck that word. Logic and... But yeah, man, besides that, man, this is a good video by Omizi. Turn on post notifications, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next video, man. Ayo, Gerald. Out.